A little wet out here, and actually the wetness, for lack of a better term, prevented me from heading out with a group today, and I've been in kind of a funk this morning because just kind of been waiting for nature to take its course and dry the roads out a little bit before I got out. But yeah, I hadn't been out with this group yet, and the problem with that, for me at least, is that, you know, the unpredictability of riding with people that you've never ridden with before, combined with bad weather conditions, I decided to err on the side of caution, and that just put me in a bad mood. So anyway, my wife said, go out for a ride and you'll feel better. So that's what I'm doing. But I thought I'd take you guys along with me because that's what I do when I get out here. Helps me clear my thoughts a little bit. And I actually have had something on my mind, and it does go along a little bit with riding with others and just other motorcyclists, other riders, motorcyclists, who uses that term. Apparently I do. And so it falls along the lines of other riders, and that is something that I've seen on the internet and in general, you know, a little bit, is the us versus them mentality. And you know, being at the International Motorcycle Show in Long Beach last year, it put things in perspective, because there were all kinds of riders from all different walks of life, you know, riding all kinds of different styles of motorcycles, but we all converged in this at the same place at the same time, and we all just had a good time. We see this kind of mindset from human beings in general because I think a lot of us are competitive in nature. But what I wanted to talk about is kind of generic terms of us versus them. Us versus them being split up into categories in a couple different ways. One of those ways being the Harley riders versus everybody else. Okay, that's one. The other one is the sport bike riders versus everybody else. Then you've got the people who would like to ride at the very edge, right? They want to push the envelope or even go past it and ride as hard, as fast, and as, dare I say, reckless as they want or can. And then there are those of us that, you know, the flip side of that is those of us like myself who, you know, I've got a fast bike and a bike that is capable of doing a lot of crazy things. Let's put it that way. But I love my bike for other reasons. And because I want to ride this bike and I want to ride for a long time, I want to ride for the rest of my life. I want to ride it to my old age, which isn't that far. Some of you might beg to differ, but turning 40 last year, you know, it puts things into perspective. Anyway, so yeah, we've got these different sides of the coin, and we all have different attitudes. We come from different walks of life, and different riding skill, different riding level, different experience. And all of us are in every single one of these categories. For myself, you know, having ridden motorcycles now for a decade, and always being considerate of the law, considerate of others, and considerate of myself and my family, isn't always looked upon in the best way by others in the riding community. Now, I'll also say this, and I should have started with this, is that for the very, very vast majority of other riders that I've met since I've started riding, very respectful. Even those who like to ride faster, still respectful. And I think in the internet age, in the age of social media, the competition of the us versus them is brought more to the forefront if you spend more time on social media, because, you know, that's where the trolls like to live and like to thrive. But for me, who likes to use social media for good, I guess what I'm trying to get across with this point is it's okay. It's okay to be on one side of the coin. It's okay to be somebody who likes to push the envelope. Someone who likes to go out and do track days and ride fast and hard and beat their bikes up, and that's a good time for them. But a good time for me is going out riding, finding some fun roads, getting out here as much as I possibly can. And I think what happens when we get together in a group and we get together with all these different kinds of riders in the same place, like the International Motorcycle Show, we get a chance to all talk to each other. We share our love of motorcycles and we share our love of riding. And I think more so we need to do that on the internet. And again, for the vast majority of communication that I have on my YouTube channel and on the internet, on social media, it's the vast majority of it is positive. But for any of you who are out there maybe feeling like you don't fit into your group, or you find yourself not enjoying so much pushing that envelope, or maybe you find yourself wanting to get out on the track, like myself, who, you know, is prepping myself mentally and, you know, trying to put my ducks in a row so that I can get out for a track day. Whatever side of the coin, whatever group you find yourself in, and I hate to generalize people like that too, but wherever you find yourself on your motorcycle journey, it's very important that you allow yourself to be thoughtful about it. Don't feel that a pressure from the outside to do something that you're uncomfortable with, because I think the most important thing to take away from this is that no matter where you find yourself, and we're always evolving as riders and as people, take everything into consideration before you make a decision, and a big decision on changes, or think about maybe that group that you feel like you fall in. And I don't know, just be thoughtful about it. And I don't doubt for a second that any of you aren't thoughtful about the decisions that you make in life. So don't ever feel like you need to feel pressured into a certain group of riders, or a certain style of riding, or a certain kind of bike. If you find yourself in a place where you need to make a change, like I did a year ago, I mean, all that process took place more than a year ago. But if you ever find yourself in that place, you know, don't be afraid to branch out. Don't be afraid to try new things. Don't be afraid to take a leap, because, you know, something might be eating at you, and you might have trouble just kind of taking that first leap of faith to make a change. And if you find yourself there, know that you're not alone, for one. And for two, use social media as a tool to help you find your way to do that. Because the one great thing about social media is that we are all in the same place on the internet, that we don't have to go somewhere physically, and we can get a lot of information and a lot of feedback from others without having to go somewhere physically. And it's all kind of there at our fingertips, at our disposal, and that's a great thing about the internet. So if I'm not making any sense, leave it in the comments. But if I am making sense to you, and you do feel yourself needing to make a change, wanting to make a change, you know, wanting to find more people that share your attitude, and trust me, they're out there. You just gotta look, and it might take a little while, but I can assure you that patience and finding that thing that's right for you is worth the wait. Alright guys, that's all I've got for you today. We're just making a U-turn here. If you've watched my videos before, I've never turned in here before. But guys, if you like this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up down there, which is the like button. And if you haven't already, smash that subscribe button. Guys, if you're out there riding, be safe. And if you're not riding, get riding. I'm that one guy, and I am out.